Hi guys, I know some of you are in a bit of a panic as to what do I mean in step 1 and what do I mean in step 2 by what's required for your US final. So step 1, what you're doing is you're looking at our 4 units we studied and you're picking 5 events from each unit. So you're looking at Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, and Unit 4, and you're simply selecting 5 events, explaining those events. So think of the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, why, and how that event's significant. So that's step 1, and then you have to submit that first. And then step 2 is a presentation. For step 2, now you're looking at periods of time. So now take each of the time periods and explain a significant event from each and how it impacts us today. So a time period is not just an event. I'm getting some students who just write about one event and they think that if they write about 3 different events, like just the Civil War, or just the Roaring Twenties, or just, Prohibition, the Roaring Twenties would be a period of time. But I'm looking at more a time period. So you can see here in my example, I give you a 65-year period of time that you should be explaining on the slide. Some people are just simply explaining the Civil War. So to make it really simple, what I want you to do is for each of these units, you have 4, simply select 3 of the units. So let's say I pick the first 3. Look at what 5 events you have here and pick one of the 5 that you feel is still significant today. So that's your main focus of that period. But the other 4 events you mention in the unit will help you with your background information about that period of time. So then when you go to the slide, you would explain, so you would put down the beginnings or whatever unit you choose. So American Beginnings, if you choose that, put American Beginnings, write the years you're going to be writing about, and then you're going to explain. So give me the 5 W's or explain the events that happened during the New Beginnings, and then explain your significant event and how it impacts us today with the photo. Okay? Hopefully that helps a little bit. If you go to your textbook, it does lay out the dates for you. Some of you I know still haven't realized this, but if you keep scrolling down, I have PDFs of the textbook too. So for Unit 1, if you look at what Unit 1 covers, if you scroll down, it tells you the years for New Beginnings. So America's Beginnings to 1877. So if you choose that time period, you're going to explain what happened during that time period and what was a significant event that still impacts us today. So think of time periods as like the units we studied. So you don't have to write about all 4 in your presentation. You're selecting 3. You don't have to write about all 20 events in your second part. Instead, you're selecting 1 from each unit that's still significant today, and you're using your other 4 to support your explanation of that time period. If you are only using the textbook, that is fine if you just cite the textbook. However, remember it is submitted through SafeAssign, so if you're using any outside information, make sure you cite your resources. Hopefully this helps. Thank you. And don't forget, it is due by midnight tonight.